This is so perfect how it's about the duality and it all meets in the heart chakra. It's so perfect with our message.
Which is the color green, which is our color.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Hello. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Peak of the Week. I am Mark Wheeler.
And I'm Sharon G.
All right. So, what have you got for us today?
Well, for Peak of the Week today, I have an excerpt from this wonderful book, Wheels of Life. For those of you that don't know about that, just be ready to hear about it. Don't let the picture scare you if you're not a meditator in lotus position. That is not required for this book. This is a user's guide to the chakra system by Anodea Judith. This is a chapter, an excerpt from the chapter called Liberation and Manifestation. As a system, the 7 chakras describe an incremental spectrum between matter and consciousness. Okay, it's pretty easy, right? It's a spectrum, like light, like the rainbow, between matter, so the tangible, and consciousness. Let's just say
intangible,
the stuff we can't see. Yeah. The lower chakras are the most dense. They deal with the physical world, the physical body, and levels which relate closely to various states of matter. These states become less dense as they progress upward, water being less dense than earth, and air less dense than water. The upper chakras, then, are the least dense. In some cases, they totally transcend the limitations of time and space, which are basic to their material counterparts in the lower chakras. I'm just going to repeat that. That's a long sentence. You know, sometimes these books, they have lots of great knowledge. They have some pretty long sentences. I like to break them up. Okay, so the upper chakras are going to be the least dense chakras. In some cases, they totally transcend the limitations of time and space, which are basic to their material counterparts in the lower chakras. They can be thought of as symbolic levels. The 5th chakra, communication, works with language as a symbol of things, and the 6th works with image as symbol. The upper chakras gain density and tangibility as they progress downward. Pure awareness is theoretically less dense and certainly less specific than visual thinking, full of specific images. Language, the next level downwards, is even more specific and tangible than visualization. So that's talking about, visualization, the eye area, the upper region, is a little bit more ethereal, say, than language and where we speak from our mouth, our throat chakra. Does that make sense? So up here it's like lighter. There's less density.
Less density, therefore it's clearer. It's like it has a sense of just being in space.
Love that. Yeah, more spacious. It's not really linked to matter so much.
Right.
Okay. This incremental spectrum describes 2 basic currents running through the body and connecting all the chakras. They are the liberating current and the manifesting current. The liberating current is the pathway most often emphasized in the study of chakras, for it is believed to bring personal liberation. That means, like, we think about liberation, like you see a picture like this. You're going to get liberated and elevate your consciousness, move it upward, right? But this is saying that there's actually 2 currents connected. There's not only the upward movement, which would lead to liberating, but there's also a downward movement that leads to manifestation, the manifesting current. Okay, so the liberating current is the pathway most often emphasized in the study of the chakras, for it is believed to bring personal liberation. It is the pathway through which slow-moving, constricted energy gains gradual degrees of freedom. like raising the Kundalini consciousness. It's like an upward freeing of ourselves. In regard to consciousness, it is the pathway through which we disentangle ourselves with the limitations of the physical world and find broader scope in the more symbolic levels. Each step along the liberating pathway is a rearrangement of matter and of consciousness to produce more efficient, energy-rich combinations.
Wow.
Don't we all want that?
That's amazing paragraph. It's really piecing all together how it all kind of forms and moves around itself.
It does, because each step along the liberating pathway is a rearrangement of matter and of consciousness to produce more efficient, energy-rich combinations.
Yeah, wow.
You know, so it's like lighten up our matters and like see what's possible in the upper realms, how to connect with that. As it originates below, it is fueled by the lower chakras, our roots, our guts, and our desires. While suffering from much prejudice, our downward current is equally important. Now, not many people say that.
No, because it's usually like rise above.
Yes, exactly.
Raise the flag.
Yes. So the downward current is equally important. This is the current of manifestation, whereby thoughts gain density through imagination, verbalization, and activity until they manifest themselves in the physical world. Each step downward is a step toward limitation, a constriction of freedom. I want to say but that's my but. I say but. Each step down is an act of consciousness in the form of choice, an act of creation. So moving downward is an act of creation. Through this constriction, our otherwise vague awareness has a means to become specific. Our physical needs are taken care of, and rest and simplicity are found. Let's put it another way. Those are my words. Next paragraph. To manifest, we must limit. We must limit to manifest. It's like you have to stop using the crayons. Like you have to say it's done. You have to limit it. Like, okay, I'm done. Or here's the page. I'm going to fill up the page with this crayon drawing and then I'm done. Like you can't just, it has to be limited. It has like an end. It's fixated. That's what this is about.
I like that.
So to manifest, we must limit. In popular terms, this is called grounding. This current originates in the mind stuff, the upper realm. The abstract, the limitless realms of the upper chakras. In order for either of these pathways to be complete, all of the chakras need to be open and active. Liberation without limitation leaves us scattered and confused. Let's say that again. Liberation without limitation leaves us scattered and confused.
Oh, because it's like spread out and it's just kind of flowing everywhere.
Yes.
And it's just a big mess.
Yes.
It's not together.
Limitation without liberation is stifling and very boring. Right?
Without limitation?
It says limitation without liberation is stifling and boring.
Right.
That means we're just in this limited,
it's standing still.
Could be like, 9 to 5 structures. I'm just like taking care of my day to day. That's sort of like the structures. But like without some liberation in there, it can get kind of boring. Do you know anybody like that? Know anybody bored? Wanting to escape from the boredom? I do.
Yeah, me too.
In order for consciousness to explore its fullest range, both currents must be open and active. So that means it's okay to have the limitation of our physical bodies, and it's okay to have the limitless expansion to the upper realms with our higher energy centers. So the creation of the chakras is made by the intersection of these two forces. Each chakra has a different balance between them. The lower we go in the system, the stronger the momentum of the manifesting current. The higher chakras are more influenced by the liberating current. This basic polarity is an essential element to understanding how the system works as a whole.
Wow.
Yeah, I love this.
Yeah, that's really a great explanation of chakras and the whole manifesting, the where we are in it, in our worlds, in everybody's heart, like where those chakras express themselves constantly.
And we get to balance them.
And we can balance them. We can totally balance them, understanding what the chakras are and how to come to them.
And I mean, do you ever find yourself with your head in the clouds? Or know someone whose head is in the clouds? And it's like, it's great to have some time like that, but it's also great to have some time like, well, what are you going to do with those insights? What are you going to do with that imagination? And then you bring those clouds, you bring that information into the body and actually navigate and move to make something, to feel something. And you mentioned it. You said the heart.
Yeah, well, I was going to say on top of that I have a friend who is going through a rough time, and he's kind of angry, and he's kind of stagnant, and and so there's something going on there, and I wonder if he would be open to experiment with opening up different ideas inside of him that could open up the chakras more.
It would be very nice to go bring some sound bowl therapy to him.
Yeah.
You know, I picked this because it really is like our band Slushbox celebrates that juxtaposition of the slushiness of, the openness of the imagination, the openness of our creativity, the freedom of it. And yet we're in a box world. Like that's what the meaning of like Slushbox is like. We have these aspects of ourselves that are bigger than our bodies, that are bigger than limitations. And yet we're expressing it through the vehicle of our bodies, which are somewhat limited. The vehicle of a stage, if we're performing, it's like it's a fixed form. Like they're structures to make these ideas come to life. It's not only about dreaming what will be, what could be, what I would like to have my consciousness, as radiating throughout the cosmos. And then it's like, but I'm also here on Earth. So it's like, what do I do with that?
Yeah, there's a definite mix going on with everybody, and with our music that we create, it's so beautiful that we have an opportunity to create that music, because that's one amazing outlet, and to talk about these things that people go through, and to share our ideas of what it means to be in the slush and also be in the box, and how to navigate that, and how all that fits together. It can really fit together. And like my friend, he's on one side right now. He's not in both of those slush and box, and kind of going.
It sounds like he's boxed in.
He's boxed in, yes.
Only.
Yes.
So that person needs some liberation. He needs to remember how to lighten up. It's not all about just what we can do with our bodies. It's not all about, say, the mundane of life on Earth. There is some mundane, but oh my gosh, don't we transcend that? And that's what part of our message is too, about following your heart. The color of the central vortex of energy, the heart chakra, is green. That's why we celebrate green, because it's that place where, the heart is a little bit of the manifesting as well as the liberating. Like it's half and half. It's a great balance. So it's like wonderful to lead yourself from that area. So you get a nice mixture of both. So thank you, Anodea Judith, for calling this out. Wheels of Life. It's a wonderful book. It'll be fun to share some more with you.
And remember, everybody, there is always an invitation to pursue your next pinnacle. Thank you.